back to Worship Wednesday with me, Megan, every single Wednesday right here on Practical Faith. I have been trying to record this thing now numerous times, and for some reason the enemy just doesn't want to get this message out there. But I'm going to keep pushing because that is what we are called to do. I wanted to bring to you Luke 22 and 23 today, and I wanted to immediately jump to in Luke 22 when the high priest and the soldiers came to arrest Jesus, and Peter drew out his sword and he chopped off the high priest's ear. What do you think that Jesus did in that moment? He didn't rebuke Peter. He didn't curse the priest. He didn't curse the soldiers who arrested him for a crime he didn't commit. No, Jesus went and he healed. He immediately healed the priest's ear. In the very next chapter in Luke 23, man, I was crying when I read this book. The way they seriously beaten and mocked, and it was so horrible what they done to Jesus. They even fed him sour sweated wine. I mean, seriously. And Jesus on the cross between the two criminals says, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Place yourself in Jesus' shoes. I think in your own little world, you might feel like there has been moments where you have been mocked, maybe spiritually beaten, or even physically, where you've been really cruelly treated on either physically, spiritually, mentally, either way. How would you react? I don't think me as myself, as Megan, would necessarily be so gracious as Jesus was. And I don't think I would necessarily be so forgiving immediately. I think, to be quite honest, I would be cursing them, and I would be already seeking out my own vengeance, because I'm a normal person, and that is the way that I think. And you know what? Thinking as how Jesus thinks, I am ashamed. We are meant to be living in Christ-like forms. And you know what? Over this Easter weekend, I'm going to pray over all of you that you come to find it in your hearts. Those moments where you have not yet forgiven, the things that you've not yet forgiven, the things that you've not yet set free or healed. I pray that this weekend you meditate on those things. For the word says clearly, forgive so that you may be forgiven. See, we can't expect Jesus to immediately forgive our sins and wash us clean if we refuse to do it in return. You can't expect grace if you don't give grace. And look, God is a gracious God. He will give grace wherever He goes. God gives grace undeservingly. But you must still yearn to be like Christ, to go out and go heal, to go out and go forgive, to sit with yourself and be gracious with all the things that you still yet need to forgive. I really hope that this message touched someone today, because for some reason I just couldn't get this message out. And you know what? If there's something in your life that you are still clenching onto and you're still so angry about in your spirit, please sit with it. Sit with it and get it out and forgive it. Because at the end of the day, you need to forgive. Forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. It is for you and you alone. And you must go and sit and you must go and forgive.